everybody. Happy International Guitar Month. Hope everyone's doing good. Hope everyone's doing great, actually. Yes, hope you're doing great. Looks as though everything is working properly. I did a couple of new things, so I was hoping the routing was working. And I believe the audio is working. So I like it when things work. Yes, let's see. We have What's Cooking Wendy over on YouTube. Pete Pingle. Happy Easter, Pete. Yes, thank you. Thank you. Happy Easter to everyone else who's hanging and or celebrating. Yeah. Wendy's over on Facebook. She's checking out everything. Everything is working. Excellent. I like it when things work. So don't be bashful. Please say hello. The software tells me there's a good amount of people hanging out, so say hi, and that would be awesome. Yeah. So International Guitar Month. So basically what this is I just go live every day and hang out with whoever's wanting to hang out and talk about guitar and, all of that fun stuff. What was that? Oh yeah. The 7 never gets enough love. I know. And today it's out because I guess it's, what do they call it? The Gotcha Day? The Gotcha Day. It wasn't the birthday because this guitar was not made on Easter Sunday. But it has a little story around it. And I was able to get this guitar on Easter. And it is affectionately named, oh, come on, out of the way. Oh, let's go this way. The Hulk. Because it's green, just like the Hulk. Yeah. And it has a 7th string, so there's power. So Hulk, green, and power. Yeah, maybe cheesy. Whatever. I like it. And my wonderful wife was responsible for this, along with one of my former students, which is hilarious. So we'll talk about that in a second. I want to say hi to everyone who's jumping in now. So that way, when we get the numbers up, everybody hears the story at the same time. Let's see. So we left off with Mike's comment. Here's Janice. Hello, Janice. Good to see you. Dwight Bailey. Hello, Dwight. And John Ramsey. Hello. And happy Easter, Vince and Wendy. Awesome. And everybody. Thank you, John. Hope your day was awesome. Dwight's saying hi to Wendy. Let's see. Who else do we have? Janice is saying hi to Wendy. And we have Tom Cagellan. Hey, Tom. We're going to have some more gear talk tonight. And Bert Elliott. Check out both these guys. I believe Tom has some songs, so check out his Facebook page, Tom Cagellan, and Bert Elliott, excellent guitar player. Go check him out too. It's hard because there's so many guitar players hanging out on my stream, and it's just like I forget, and please don't hold it against me if I don't mention you and say anything about, your channel or anything. But I do really appreciate my fellow guitarists hanging, and some of y'all are awesome. So there you have it. So we're sporting Mr. Hulk today. It's a 7-string Parker Fly. They've only made a few 7 strings, probably under 10. So I don't know which one this is, as far as what number. But this is a custom guitar that was built for a customer, not of mine, of course, of Parker. And I guess he got tired of it. And then this is where the story comes in. Coffee first, please. Cheers, everybody. All right. So let's see. Oh, man. Thanks, Bert. Thank you. I miss all my guitar playing friends that I would see at NAMM. I'm not going to be making it this year, and the past few years have been all derailed because of that thing that happened in 2020. uh, you don't listen to me. I do listen to you. I listen to you all the time. Um, yes, this neck is so thin. That's another feature of just Parker guitars in general. Um, Look at how thin this thing is. You know, it's and it's not that wide. You know, it's a little wider than say the Pia neck, but super easy to play, and the action is just stupid low. Look at, I don't know if you can see that. It's so low you can't even tell that there's a string there. Let's see if I angle it a little bit. There you go. You can see the strings. But yeah, the neck is super comfy, and it's a breeze to play. But the guy who had this made for him, this is a custom color that he requested, I believe. I don't think they made many lime green flies. And this is technically not a Parker fly. This is a DF, which stands or stood for Dragonfly. But apparently they got sued, or a cease and desist letter for the name Dragonfly. Somebody else already had that on either a guitar or some kind of instrument. So I'm not sure what it was, but they had to just call it the DF and knock off the whole verbiage. So you don't know that it's a Dragonfly unless you were there from like day one. Anyhow, so now this guy had a guitar synth pickup put in under the bridge in conjunction with the Ghost piezo pickups. So this has six string, it's a 7-string. It's just so used to saying 6-string. 7-string electric, 7-string piezo, and because there is or hasn't, I don't think there is. There's no 7-string guitar synth. So we only get 6 through 1 on the synth side, and 7 doesn't register. So that's kind of a bummer in one aspect, and actually not so bad because the string is a little thicker, and I don't know how it would actually register with the whole guitar synth technology. Let's see. Here we go. That neck looks very comfortable. And then Bert says, I'm not going to NAMM either. Yeah, it's a bit of a bummer. But, you know, maybe next year, maybe it'll get back into the swing of things, and it'll be a little more vendors. I hear they're not at capacity this year. I don't know. I don't really follow it, but I'm just hearing from other people. I can see it. Simply awesome. Cool, thanks. Archie. Hello, Archie. Killer axes in your musical arsenal. Yes. You know, I've been playing since I was 6 or 8 years old. And there's been stuff that I've sold and tracked people down and asked if they'd be willing to sell it back to me because I missed it. So I learned the hard way to really not part with my guitars. Amps, I'll sell amps left and right. I don't care. Especially now with the Axe-Fx. I honestly haven't turned on a tube amp since 2010. I think it was. Yeah. Tops 2012. But literally that was probably the last gig I brought my Randall stuff to was when we opened up for Stryper. My instrumental band opened up for Stryper. It was pretty wild. Let's see here. All right. Good question. How do you chord with a 7-string or play leads? So what I like to tell my students when they're taking lessons with me and they venture out and buy a 7-string is to think of your second string and everything that you know on the second string, just put it up here, or down here I should say, to 7. So that's the first thing. All the modes, there's a couple of tricks to try and remember how they all work. But basically, if you just continue to view your root from the 6th string as normal, then you can go backwards and figure out the other side. And especially if you compare it to the second string. That would be the best advice visually for leads. Chords, not so much, because our second string, when you're playing, well, it works, actually. What am I talking about? So if you play like a B minor bar chord, full bar chord. Let's get some guitar volume happening here, and let's leave the synth off for now. All right. So if we get the B minor, all right. So we have B minor at the regular 7th fret, based off of the 6th string. Then your second string has the F sharp. So you could literally bar all 7 strings and get that F sharp in there and really fatten it up. So that's pretty cool. And that works with everything that's based off of the 6th string bar. Okay, so if you made that a B major chord, then you just drop your second finger on the 3rd string, leave that across, and you get the F sharp still. So that's one way to do it. And then just visualize that B string. So now you just know that it's B, C, D, E, F, G, A, and B. And that's how it would work. Let's see. We'll get into the lead stuff in a second. Let's see. Someone else jumped in. Where did it go? It worked. All right. That's cool. And now I see who jumped in. There we go. I guess the comments were a little stuck there. And now they have just adjusted and shifted over. And we have Ed B. Metal. Hey, man. How's it going? Thank you for jumping on Twitch, which reminds me to the not salesy part of the stream, but the if you would and have a Twitch account, please go over and sign up or jump on if you have an account already. It's free. Jump over, say a few things on there, please. It'll really help me out because I am becoming an affiliate with them, which means I will make some money streaming. And, you know, it's not a whole lot. Never is. But, you know, every few cents counts. And it adds up at the end of the month. And then they send me a check for like $5. Who knows? I don't know. But I'm not there. I'm not even there yet. So, but if y'all go over there and sign up and nicely say hello and just interact over there. I need a minimum of 3 chatters, if you will, every broadcast. So that would be great, which I've been hitting, which is fantabulous. Yeah. All right, so some other people jumped in. We have a couple questions, so let's jump back to here. Ed is saying hello to everybody. And we have Archie. Had a LTD 7-string. Pretty cool guitar, but someone offered me a good price for it, so let it go. Nice. Yeah, those that's an ESP, I believe, and those guitars were great. Les, hey, how's it going? Good to see you. I believe, if I remember correctly, Les is from Australia, so it's tomorrow there for everyone that maybe does or doesn't know. Now you do. It's tomorrow in Australia right now. Pardon me for some coffee. Let's see. Let's get through here. Whoop, it's moving. Stop moving. There we go. 7-string Parker. I didn't know they existed. Yes. Yes, they do exist. And they are pretty awesome. I am not really the, I guess, gent or heavy metal style guitar player. So, you know, I probably don't use it to its maximum. But I do like the a nice, really full sound. And then you could also get some really nice stuff if you do any jazz chords. You can do like the minor 7 here. Whoops, it would help if I follow the dots, right? It's just adds more. Just more. More is more, right? More is more. I have an original that I wrote a million years ago when I got a Ibanez 7-string. I took the line from the original that I wrote before that and threw it down on the 7-string. Let's see if I can remember it. That's it, sort of. Yeah. Little medal for Easter. So, let's see, we have enough people to carry on with the story, and then we'll get back into addressing the people who have shown up here. So, one Easter in 2019, one of my students that I turned on to the Parker guitars would always have on his Reverb app alerts. And anytime he got an alert for a Parker guitar, he would send it to me and go, "Oh man, you don't have this one." And this was before 2019 when I had him. He would always text me. He's like, "Oh, you got to check this one out. Check that one out." So we're at, I believe, Easter dinner at my mom's house. And I got a text from him. "Oh, you got to check this guitar out on Reverb. It's a real rare one." Because I told him, don't send me just anything anymore, because, I have many Parkers because I was endorsed by them and blah, blah, blah. So just send me cool stuff. So he's like, "Dude, you got to see this." So I check it out and I'm like, wow, this is really wild. It's like a one of a kind, because the guy that did it, it was built to his specs and whatnot. And like I said earlier, it's got the standard stuff that a Parker has, which is the magnetic 7, the piezo 7, and then he put in the guitar synth hookup, the Roland. So I have the synth up and down, preset up and down, and the synth blend, or up is just guitar. And down is apparently synth, which is still on. Let's turn that down. Just scared myself. So all of that, and the standard switches on a Parker. So this is your acoustic only, this is both blended, and this is electric only. And then this is your standard normal, like all the way down is bridge, then it's middle, 2 on at the same time, and then neck. Okay, so that's the setup of the whole thing. I'm reading about this guitar, and I was like, oh wow, this is pretty cool. So Wendy always likes to see stuff, so I was just talking about it and showing her, and then I got another text from the same student on our way down to her mom's house for dessert. "He dropped the price." So I look at the phone and I'm like, oh man, he dropped the price. And then I think I sent him a message and said, "Will you be willing to take this right now?" And he wrote back and said, yeah. And we pulled over and bought it. Or I should say, Wendy insisted on pulling over and buying it because she didn't want me to miss out on it. She's awesome. So she enables my guitar habit. Yeah, so that's basically the story behind the guitar. I named it the Hulk because, like I said earlier, it matches the Hulk, and I got my Marvel shirt on with the Hulk right there. You can see it blends in perfectly. And one of these days I'm going to buy a purple strap for it. It'll be like the Hulk's purple boxer shorts that he always magically fits into and runs around while smashing. Yeah. So let's see who else jumped in. Let's see. Let's back up. Oh boy, you guys are chatty, which is awesome. All right, so Janice jumped over to Twitch, which is awesome. Thank you so much. And Ed B Metal is over there. Awesome. Let me see. He might know Doug. He might know Doug. I don't know. Les, do you know Doug? Doug DeJong? Les from Down Under. I mean, I don't know if you know him from the internet, but do you actually know him? Like, do you live near him? And know Doug DeJong. He's quite a guitar player, and we had a show during the pandemic together, which was really a lot of fun. We would go on, and each of us would just take a random shot at a random backing track and just go for it. It was a lot of fun. Let's see. I would never use the string, but they look cool. They do, right? Ed says, nice tone. Thank you. Nice heavy tone, yeah. Just play some Dream Theater that hugs the line over what's super heavy and not. Yeah. Yep. I should just write. Actually, you know what's crazy? Every time I pick this thing up, I write something. So today, getting reacquainted with it, I'm sitting upstairs in the dining room, and I came up with like 4 riffs that might wind up working together, which will be a song. So eventually I'll put that together and make it happen. Let's see. Love our Australian rockers. Yes. Oh, my cousin Sherry. Hello, Sherry. Happy Easter to you too. Cool. So you guys are getting to meet each other. Mike plays bass. Is a former student of mine. But as my other Mike says, once a student of Vince is always a student of Vince's, which is pretty cool. Because, you know, these guys, they have questions, and they took lessons with me for so long that I just answer whatever they ask me anyway, even if they're not taking lessons from me, because they were with me for years. Like, God, Mike, what was it, like 2012? No, it was earlier than that, maybe. I don't even know. You were like 9. Good grief. I'm old. Yeah, let's see. Let's see who else is hanging out. Just getting the chat going here. Cool, thank you. Smoke on the Water with 1 string is a winner. Yeah. Oh, we could do it on the 7 string and make it like in the wrong key and really low. Let's see, how would we do that? Would it be here? That's wrong. That could be fun. Do a chug version of Smoke on the Water. That might have to happen. Let's see who else is hanging out here. Know anyone that has a new Headrush Prime? No, I don't. You know, all of those modelers are really cool. I love those things. But my love is deeply, one more time, deeply entrenched in the fractal world. So I really don't know too much about how they sound in comparison. I know a lot of guys that come over from Headrush say it's like night and day, that they couldn't believe the difference. And I think most of the difference, honestly, is the feel when you're playing. I've demonstrated it before about rolling the volume off. So I'm going to go to my lead preset. Okay, so this is crazy tone with extra distortion. Back down and we're just going to turn it up a little bit. It's a little noisier than normal because of the synth hookup, and it's actually driving me nuts because there's something up with the cable. So let's do this. Let's go to a little less drive, just to prove it. And I got a little. I shut off the drive pedal, but we have serious gain. There we go. And now if I just turn that down and put the two pickups on in the middle, we have a cleaner sound, which isn't so hissy. So you could see that, or hear. And then if you were doing that, you'd feel the difference, which I was never able to get out of any Line 6 stuff, unfortunately. But I hear that they've improved since, of course, 2010. Let's see. What kind of pickups? You know, I'm not sure because the guy who did everything, he did tell me it. You know, I should just go back and check the email. I probably still have it and write it down so that way if anybody asks. I'm thinking maybe it was a 7-string Seymour Duncan distortion and a JB in the bridge. I think that's what he put in because that's usually the hot combination, and I think he said that's what he put in. I'll have to look it up. Again, I haven't checked the specs since I got this guitar, but I should really know what's in here, right? Let's see. I see a couple other questions. Who's my favorite guitar player? Well, that has changed. Of course, for me, my favorite, all-time favorite was Randy Rhoads and Eddie Van Halen. Those two were probably neck and neck the whole time. But now I'd say I've been listening to two other players an awful lot. And one of them is very new, and that's Plini. And the other is Steve Vai, which really up until about, I don't even know, maybe 20 years ago, I wasn't really a huge fan of Steve Vai, even though I have a lot of his guitars in my arsenal. And, you know, I've been accused of sounding similar to him. Some people have said that, which is a huge compliment, but I don't feel that way, of course. I mean, he's one of the ones that are so unique. He's pretty untouchable. But I did get to jam with him. There's some video on my YouTube channel, which was really amazing. What a killer time that was. Let's see. Are you using the two Tech 21 FRFR cabs? No, those are off. I used those when I used to go live on Mondays on that side of the room just for a little extra kick. But everything's direct, and I'm sitting right in front of my studio monitors, so that's plenty loud right now. They sound great because the monitors are FR too. But the whole room, the way it's wired, is no matter where I am, I can monitor myself and anyone in the band without blowing out the house, which is really cool. But those two Tech 21s usually come to gigs, but the cover band that I have, which unfortunately we haven't played out much, but complicated when we played, the bass player owns a killer PA system, and I pretty much stopped bringing my Tech 21s to the gigs because the PA was so good. I only found that I just used it for a little bleed to control some feedback. So I went from bringing both Tech 21s to bringing just one Tech 21. And then occasionally no Tech 21s. Yeah, so let's see who else is hanging out. We have some new people joining in on this wonderful Sunday, the 9th day of International Guitar Month. And that's what I'm doing. Every day I'm going live and chatting about guitar. Hey, Tim Thomas. I think I missed you earlier. But yeah, there you are. Saying hello directly to me and directly to everybody else, which is cool. Thanks, Tim. Thanks for being here. Let's see. Let's get back to here. Feisty Feather. Hello. Thank you for hanging. Again, reminder for everybody who has YouTube and Facebook, if you can spare a minute, it's free. Jump over to Twitch, make an account, follow me, and just say a couple of things. Just say, hey, what's up, whatever you want, because I'm trying to become an affiliate with them, and that would really help me out a lot. Yes. Right, it's winter. Oh, it's winter. It's a winter. I need glasses. It's a winner. All right. Let's see. Who else is new? I don't want to miss anyone. Bob. All right. What's up, Bob? Good to see you. Thanks for jumping on today. What's the tuning? Yeah, this is standard tuning. So, the regular guitar tuning, E through E, A, D, G, B, E, with a low B. So that's our different string on the 7. I believe when I got it, it was tuned to like drop A. It was just too flappy. I couldn't get around it. I was like, I can't play anything on this. And then, if I want to use it, I don't have any songs that I could use with drop A. So I was like, let me do a complete setup, bring it up to pitch, and tune it to standard. So I had to readjust the bar. If I remember correctly, I didn't have to touch the neck. These guitars are so stable, you really don't have to do anything. They just stay put. You set them up once, and they're good. And that's for all the Parker line. The whole line is just amazing. I won't play a Parker for, one of my Parkers maybe for even close to a year. There's probably one or two that I haven't touched in not that long, but close. Pick it up, it's in tune. Perfectly in tune. Pick up other guitars, not so much. So they're very stable instruments. Let's see. Bert is asking, what amp are you using for your lead tone? Well, up until probably about a year ago, I was switching between using the Recto and the Friedman, and I really love the Friedman. But then I found the Solo 100, and I'm using the FAS Modern tonight. That's what's in the Axe-Fx 3. On the FM9, I use the Solo 100. Not really sure why I don't use them all with consistent amps, but I just really love both of these amps. Like the FAS Modern is just killer. And you just put I have a, let's show you. I have a BB preamp in the front. Where's my camera angle for the desktop here? There we go. So I have a BB preamp for the drive block. And if you look, there's really not that much gain. It's just enough to give it a little kick to give me some sustain. But the amp is the FAS Modern, which you could see up here, Modern 3. And that's pretty cranked, 7.5. I have the bright switch on. I kind of have everything just set to 5. I haven't really messed with that, and the presence and the depth is just a little tweaked. And then I honestly can't tell you what cabinets I used. I don't remember. Let's have a look. Oh yeah, the Petrucci and the double verb. Okay, so those are the two main ones. In the Axe-Fx 3, you could have up to 4 cabinets, but I kind of feel it's overkill. And again, I talked about this the other night. I really don't like doing too much in case I'm somewhere and I need to dial in my sound quickly into someone else's Axe-Fx if I don't have my computer with my backup, USB drive of sounds. Yeah, so that's basically what I got going on. Let's see. Left off with that from Bert. Let's see. What do we have? Somebody else just dropped in here, I think. Can you do a drop D with a 7 string? Basically, yes. I mean, you can do whatever you want with the 7th string. You just have to readjust the tremolo, provided it's a floating tremolo, which this is. And that means for some of the non-guitar players, is the pulling back and pushing down. So if I was to do a drop D and have the regular 6 strings all set, and then just drop my 7th string to D, so it would be D, and then this would be an E, I'd have to just reset up the tremolo. But it can definitely do it. Absolutely. It's the 7-string custom-made Parker. We call it the Hulk. Yes, 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 yes. I guess someone asked about it. And, of course, I did not see it go by. I apologize. The questions do help if you put a big capital Q and a colon next to it, because I can't tell sometimes with all the comments coming from 2 Facebook pages, YouTube, and Twitch. I can't tell if you're talking amongst yourselves or if you're asking me a question. So if I missed anything, I'm sorry. I will try and go back and make sure I didn't miss anything. Tom, I guess Soldano. Yes, the Solo 100, I believe, is the Soldano. And it's a great amp. Really sounds good. Actually, we could audition amps here. So we have this. Let's shut off the delay. And then if we just drop this in, we can type in... Oh, it's right here, Friedman. So we'll go to Friedman HBE is one of my other favorites. Fat. Let's give that a listen. Come on. So that's really fat too. And then let's go to the Recto. Let's see. Rectifier. You just type it in. And there it is. Recto. What did I use? Modern Red, I think, was the one that I used. All right. Oh, Bert's taking off. Good to see you, Bert. Whoop. Comments just moved. There we go. Gotta run. Thanks doing the lives. You're welcome. Thanks for coming. I really appreciate it, especially on a holiday weekend here. You guys are showing up, which is awesome. I really do appreciate everybody. Let's see. Surfer Boy says, I'm learning a lot about Fractal from you. Oh, cool. Well, awesome. That really is cool. I'm glad I'm helping out. So here is the Recto Red. So it's a lot quieter, and all of these amps are kind of in that same neighborhood of sort of heavy and really easily cleaned up by rolling your volume off. So I can roll it back, and now and then if I slide my pickup over, and for some reason, as you're hearing right now, you can tell that this amp is quieter than what we started out with originally. So you do have to come in and maybe just adjust the level. Oh, I'm acting like you guys can see what the heck I'm doing. So yeah, so basically what I did was I've been changing this thinking you guys could see this. So right here, I just go in and I pick an amp. You could type it in over here. So like if I want a Marshall, I just have to type in Mars. Oh, maybe not. Let's go all the way. Marshall. Okay, it's not Marshall. It's, where is it? J. Let's go with that. There we go. So we have these Brit. These are all basically Marshalls. Okay, JMP. So you can see all of this stuff here. And then the USA Petrucci JP. Okay, these are Mesa Boogies that are listed as USA or even Mesa. So it's really cool. You could just come in here and type in what you're looking for, and it gives you pretty much a ballpark sound, and then everything is tweakable. So you could totally adjust everything however you want. So the JP amp is a little brighter, and that's this 2C. So we'll go with the shred mode. So that's this. And you can hear how much my tone has changed now, just by doing a few things. It's really changed a lot. So now, so I don't accidentally save this, because, you know, as much as I like John Petrucci, I don't particularly like his tone. So I just go here, and I can go back one. It didn't save it, and I go back to mine, and everything should be back to normal. Yeah. I just get into it and I start writing stuff. So there's another riff. Documented at 8:21 on April 9th. That is mine. Let's get back over to here. I gotta fix this cable. I don't know why it's so noisy. I know everybody's probably, well, maybe not everybody. Maybe a handful of people are thinking, why does Vince keep sitting sideways? He always talks about sitting properly with the guitar on the left leg. Well, this cable is jutting out, and that's the one that's giving me problems, and it hits my leg. So I have to sit a little sideways tonight, which is totally uncomfortable for me, to believe it or not. All right, so let's jump back into the comments. Got some more comments flowing in here. Where did it go? Dwight with the metal horns and the fire. Vince got me into the fractal stuff too. This man hurts bank accounts. Yeah, you know, I've been accused of that over the years. One of my other students would say, "You have a talent for," what did he say? "You have a talent for parting me with my money." And I'd say, I wish I was making some from all of this stuff that you guys keep buying, but I don't. But it's cool that I turn you onto it and you realize the value of it, because it's great stuff. It really is. And I don't use or talk about anything that I don't like. So, you know, when I do a gear demo, it's because I like it. I use it all the time in my studio. If I do a guitar review, it's because I like it. I am not one to put stuff on my YouTube channel and go, this is great. And then, you know, it sits in a box because somebody gave it to me and I really don't like it. You know, I just go on. I don't do that at all. And that's why I was so not good at, but that's why I had so many customers back in the day when I was doing brick and mortar retail, because people would come in with these ideas of buying something because they saw Slash use it or whoever. And I'd say, well, why? Like, why do you want that? Have you even tried it? No, but it sounds great on, you know, on the record there. And I'm like, look, that's a myth. You got to stop with that. And everybody really needs to pay attention here, because what you hear on the record is not what they hear in the room. They're playing stuff, and then it goes into a microphone or a pair of microphones and a room mic across the room. Then it goes into a mixing board, which has a specific sound, whatever mixing board they're going through. And then it's EQ'd, and then it's sent out to other things, brought back in, and then it's mastered at the end, which is another type of EQ. And by the time you hear the tone, it's not the tone that was truly in the room. So it's very hard for people to understand that, yeah, of course, that's the origination of the tone, is maybe the Mesa Boogie amp. But when you're listening to John Petrucci, there's a million other things that make him sound the way he does. And I just feel bad for people that really think, like, this next piece of gear, I'm going to sound the way he does. And it's like, then they get it home, and then they hate it. And they're like, why don't I sound like this person? And that's pretty much why, because there's a lot of other factors that go into it. Awesome. Amy, thank you so much. Thank you. Really appreciate it. Let's see. Is IN3 for the piezo? Oh, IN3. IN3 is for the piezo. Good eye there, Mike. Let's go back. So what's he talking about? Mike is talking about this right here. Whoops, my mouse has disappeared. There it is. All right. So this IN3 is for the piezo, and the piezo is basically a pickup that is designed to make the steel strings sound like an acoustic guitar. So now with a button on the floor here, which I have both cameras on, you see this button here that I'm tapping, bottom left of your screen. When I hit this button, you're going to see input 3 turn on and input 1 shut off. And that happens in a split second. So I can go from electric guitar, let's say a lead sound. Let's try that again. I could actually switch my sound in the electric side without affecting the acoustic guitar. And now I'll put that back on. So you could see how easily it is to get around on this. All right, let's turn the volume down and come back to full screen over here. But yeah, good eye, Mike. Let's get me back to screen 1. Yeah. Let's see. On my phone. Cool. Thanks. Yeah, the more commenting and more apps you have open, the better it is for me. So I appreciate you guys bouncing between the platforms. Ed B. Metal, wow, amazing tones. Thank you. The Fractal is totally unbelievable. It can do anything. And then some. Actually, the guitar synth that you're hearing, oh, geez, I didn't save it before. Look at that. So we're going to do this now. So right now, all I have is the electric guitar. So now if we come over to here, nope. Let's try that one. No, that's not it either. you get to see my thumb and how wide the neck is. It's not really that wide. All right, let's go here. There we go. All right, so over here is this guy. All right, that's the Roland guitar synth, and you see, I'm playing, and we have no sound, and that's because what I did before we went live is I jumped over onto the Axe-Fx because I didn't want to run more cables into the mixing board and have to deal with another channel. So I came down here and I did this in like 8 seconds. I went here, I went quick build rather, I did input 4, dragged it over to here, boom. I cabled it up into the looper. I went over here and got rid of quick build, and now I have guitar synth. So the synth is going into the back of the Axe-Fx into input 4, and now I can just turn the volume up and down on the either the guitar synth on the floor, or I could just turn the volume up and down on the Axe-Fx, or I could actually come over to input 4, and I could turn it down over here where it says volume. So it's really wild. And now with the input going into the looper, I could literally make loops and have that going with the clean guitar. So let's do that. So if I take clean guitar and we play a little line here like this maybe. So now I have 7-string guitar and the Roland guitar synth. So, get the idea. Hours of fun. Thanks, Janice. Is that working? Oh, yeah, I need to get out of this screen. Zip. Let's try that again. Thanks, Janice. I love that synth sound. Yeah, I do too. Oh my god, it's so cool. Someone else jumped in. Someone by the name of Frank. Where did he go? My goodness. There we go. Frank! Hi! Thanks for being here. New to Twitch. You're welcome. Well, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Really appreciate it. Yeah, so anybody who's new on any platforms, there's ways to follow me and get notifications when I go live. So just on Twitch, follow, and then please chat it up over there, and then also on whatchamacallit, YouTube, you can hit the bell. I'm not sure exactly how Twitch works with notifications. Mike plays bass. Do you know how Twitch works? Don't you game and do stuff? I'm gonna ask you for a Twitch lesson if that's a thing that you're good with, because I have graduated to a new level and they've activated some things. So I don't know how to use them. Oh, you don't have to give me a lesson now, that's for sure. Not now. It would be terrible now. But next time you come by, let's do it that way. Yes, another platform to learn. Oh, yes. Yeah. I agree with you, man. I just don't know how to, navigate the Twitch platform yet. I'm gonna be like an old man. The Twitch. I was on the Twitch the other night. Jamie, hello, Jamie. Thanks. So this is one that I'm not sure that you've seen before, but it's out because it's Easter, and today is the anniversary of the Gotcha Day. This is not a guitar that I had built for me, but it is a one of one in this awesome lime green. It's a 7-string, and it's of the DF family, Dragonfly, Parker guitars. See, it says custom at the top. We found this on Reverb because one of my other students, who's a Parker, he was a Parker nut, would text me when all these great looking Parkers would come up, and he would send me texts. You gotta see this one. You gotta buy this one. I'm like, dude, I'm not just gonna buy all the Parkers, but if you see something totally obscure, then yeah. And this was one of them. 7-string with guitar synth. It's like a dream come true. If there was a sustainer in this, it would be the perfect guitar. Well, it actually is the perfect guitar. But the sustainer. I don't even know if they make a 7-string sustainer pickup. I don't even think that's a thing. Let's see. You could probably do the intro to Van Halen Jump on the guitar with a fractal. Yes, people have. They have keyboard sounds in here which are really awesome. Yeah, we could actually investigate that real quick. Let's see. What did Jamie say here? I have not. Beautiful guitar. I have orange DF 824. Oh, cool. I don't think I knew that. Jamie's another former student that I turned on to Parker guitars and Strandberg guitars now. And he recently said something like, I've cost him $2,500. So, yeah, I have this way of having people part with their money. Again, I don't get any commissions for this stuff. I'm just telling you what I love and why, and hopefully you can enjoy it as well. A little coffee. Mr. Formiati, another down under friend. So cool. It's tomorrow in Australia, and we've had a couple of people on the stream tonight so far. I think it was Les. And I talked about Doug, but he wasn't here. So we have two Australian friends online. That's so cool. All right, I have a lime green metallic Strat with Lawler pickups that you built. Wow, yeah, the green stuff is really cool. This is just, it's pretty awesome. You can really see that. It's got some flake in it, some metal flake look. Show you the back. And then I don't want to unplug it because it'll make a big pop because I'm having trouble with that cable. But let's do it like this, so you can see the back and the neck through. So this is all one piece. So there's no heel here, and that's why I love the Parker guitars so much, because there's no heel. Don't want to drop that. There we go. And it's like butter everywhere on this thing. This guitar is just a beast. Every place is just really good to press down and play. The action is unbelievable. Let me get out of here and go back to here. I'll throw a little piezo on, but up top. Oh yeah, and then I have a little blend. So I have the what is that called? The crystals on. It's got such a great sound. All right, let's shut that off and get back to some normal sounds here. All right, so we were gonna mess around with the synth here real quick. I'm not that into vintage colors. Yeah, you know what? Why not? Again, that's the other reason why I like the Parker guitars so much, is they didn't look like anything else, and they had such great colors that pop. I mean, my blue one, which I've played on the stream, I love that guitar. The both blue ones, the DF one that I played the other night with the fret that fell off that I have to get fixed, and my original from the 90s, which is right there. They play amazing, they sound great, and they don't go out of tune. They're so good and reliable. But yeah, someone had a question about the jump and synth sounds, like a sound that sounded like jump, rather. Here's one right here, synth lead. Let's see how this sounds. Whoops. Alright, so now this is just the Fractal with no guitar synth. So I shut the guitar synth off. So now I'll have every string, whereas before with the Roland synth, it doesn't work with the 7th string. Woo, that's loud. Let's bring this down. Holy cow. That's a little too low. I just woke everybody up, including myself. It was blasting in here. I don't know how loud it was for the stream, but holy cow. Oh, cool. I don't know if anybody has headphones on, but it's like going all over the place in here. There's a bit of delay in the stream, but it might be me. Let's see. Let me mute my microphone here and give this a try. Hang on. Let's see what's going on. Yes, earbuds. So Janice, you heard the left and right. Well, you're on Twitch. How's the stream doing? Anybody having a delay with my mouth not matching up to the audio, or my guitar playing not matching up to the audio? That particular preset does have latency because it shouldn't really be played that way. It's Twitch is acting up, not syncing up. Bummer. Okay. I wonder why that is. Yes, latency. Bummer. Alright, well, I don't understand what's going on. Sorry about that. Yeah, it was loud. Holy cow, that was loud. Very interesting. Yes, that's one of the synth sounds. There's definitely more synth sounds. Does anybody else have a delay or latency on YouTube or Facebook? Let me know, because maybe the whole stream is goofed up here for some reason. All right, so let's carry on Twitch is acting up, not syncing up. Bummer. All right. Well, latency, yes. Yeah, I do notice a slight delay between audio and video. Ah, boo. Boo. Cool sounds. Thank you. Trollhorn. Ah, hello. There you are. Thanks for dropping in. Everything is fine on my side. Beautiful. And Mr. Formiati says, sounds great to me. Cool. All right. Well, hopefully it's just, well, unfortunately, it's Twitch. I wonder what's going on with that. All right. Coffee sip. Hold on. So, where is my silly joke that I came up with? It's probably not going to be all that good, but here, let's move this over to here. Come on, move it. Man, I need a mouse. So my USB mouse died finally, and I'm using a trackpad. And that's pretty difficult at times. So sometimes I turn things on and off. So let's see. Here's a question. Oh, let's get out of this synth sound before I forget and blow people's heads off. Let's go to V's Universe. Is that the correct one? It should say. Oh boy, what happened? Where did it go? Let's try this one over here. Maybe that one. Let's go back to presets. That looks right. Yep. Okay, cool. Excellent. All right, cool. And we lost our, because I didn't save it. Show everybody again for quick build. Grab number 4 input. Whoops. Cable it up to the looper. And then we have the Axe Effects with the looper. And you know what? Let me, the Roland with the looper. Let's do a save here. There we go. All right. Now, what I was going to say before. Where did it go? Bummer, now I lost my train of thought. Oh well. Give me a minute. The joke, that's what it was. My corny joke of the day, and I needed my guitar to sound normal. Yeah. Alright, so here's the corny joke of the day. And it's right in season with today. Why is a G suspended 4 chord the most popular chord to play on Easter? Anybody? Does anybody know why a G suspended 4 chord is the most popular chord to play on Easter? Because Jesus has risen. So if anybody knows any music theory, the G suspended means it's up, suspended. So Jesus is risen. Okay. That was terrible. But why not? Oh, let's see. Let's see if I can redeem myself with a cheesy pizza joke. Hey, that was cheesy in itself, right? What's this? That's pretty good, kind of. And Janice goes, oh. All right, yeah. See? Jesus is risen. A G-sus, that's the abbreviation for music theory, is instead of saying the whole chord, right? So all you musician people that want to tell that at the next open mic night you go to, you might get tomatoes thrown at you, but sorry. Yes. Yeah, I'm sure. All right, so let's see. I should have a fact of the day, which is what we've been doing also. Um, what is the fact of the day? Little guitar fact. Um, Now, even though it's a guitar ish fact, it's not an actual guitar fact, but it's about Guitar Hero. So the Guitar Hero series sold over 25 million copies worldwide. That's pretty amazing. And what was really cool about that game is when that came out, it was really starting to rejuvenate guitar because Guitar Hero, and then people are playing the game and they're hearing all of these classic rock and metal tunes. And I had students coming in asking for like Number of the Beast and Wayward Son by Kansas. And I'm like, where are you hearing this from? You're too young to like know what this is. And every single time I asked that, the answer was Guitar Hero. It's in Guitar Hero. So I played Guitar Hero once at a party, and it was terrible. I was completely horrendous because I just could not match up the controller with my knowledge of playing guitar was actually holding me back. So it was terrible. And we were at a party where someone had guitar, so what I wound up doing was I just played along to the tracks. So, when they came in with Wayward Son. Ooh, the 7 strings messing me up here. Such a great riff. And then the other one was Maiden. Where is that on the 7 string? No, that's wrong. So they were coming in with all of these songs that were on Guitar Hero, and it was so cool. So that game definitely brought some new players to the real thing. Yeah. Let's see. And then I think I had a couple more. Let's see. So there's a great commercial with Les Paul in it. And what really was crazy was I've actually experienced this a few times when I would tell some of my younger students that I was playing guitar with Les Paul's right-hand man and best friend, Lou Pallow. And they would say to me, "What do you mean? Like, that's a guitar. Guitars have best friends? What are you talking about?" I'm like, no. The Les Paul was named after a guy. There's a guy that is Les Paul, and the guitar was named after him. So, one of the facts is the Gibson Les Paul was named after famous guitar player and inventor Les Paul. And it seems redundant, but people didn't know that for a while, so there's a commercial with Les in it and some kid rocking out in a music store. And actually, I think what winds up happening is Les starts rocking out and the kid goes, "What's your name? You're so good." And he points to the top of the guitar. And it said Les Paul. And I thought that was really clever of them because a lot of people just didn't know that Les was a real guy. That's so weird to me. But yep, I guess we're at that point where Les passed away in 2009. So, a lot of people just didn't know him. What's Trollhorn have to say? Meatloaf. You took the words right out of my mouth. I wish I knew that one. I don't know that one. Let's see. What else do we have here? One more fun fact. Dick Dale. So he was the father of surf guitar. And that one tune that I do often, Miserlou, you might recognize it as the tremolo picked crazy fast thing. So he played guitar upside down and backwards. So he would just literally take a guitar. He would take your guitar and flip it over and play it just like this. Lefty. Strings upside down and backwards. And I had a friend years ago. He lived around the block from me. And his name was Darry. And Darry was a really good guitar player. And he was like a dictionary for Rush. He could play any Rush tune and he could sing it. He had a great voice. And the first time I ever saw him play, he came over because he heard me playing. And he knocked on the door. He's like, "Is that you playing guitar?" I'm like, "Yeah." And he's like, "Oh my God." I must have been, I don't even know, 15 tops. He's like, "Oh, I live around the block with my wife and I play guitar. I'll be right back." He went home and he brought this Fender Mustang that he had. Really cool guitar. Fender Mustang. It was an original Fender Mustang. And, and it's strung normal. And he goes, "Check it out. I want you to play it." So I played it. And I was like, "Oh, this is cool." And then I said, "Let's jam." And he's like, "Okay." And he took the guitar back and flipped it over. And he's like, "Do you know, what was the song we played? Probably like YYZ or Limelight." He's like, "Do you know Limelight?" That was it. And I'm like, "Yeah, I actually do." And he started busting out the riff upside down and backwards. And then I'm playing along, and then he starts to sing, and I was like totally blown away. This guy, I was like a total freak. Played upside down and backwards and wailed. And I've never seen anybody do that since Darry. And of course, our fun fact, Dick Dale, upside down and backwards. Yeah. Whoops, come on. What genre do you like to play? Let's see. I usually do a lot of classic rock and 80s stuff with the cover band. And then as far as what I like and really love to play is a lot of instrumental guitar versions of some of those things. Or Santana. And, oh my God, the very long list. Like Ozzy, of course, Crazy Train, Van Halen, all of the above, Hot for Teacher, all of that stuff. Yeah, that's basically what I grew up on and what I love to play. I am totally out of shape for playing that stuff because I haven't played any covers in months, as I'm working on some original material for a lesson webpage, which is, let's see if I get it right. Nope. Which is right over there somewhere. There it is. So yeah, that's what I've been doing. So as far as my covers go, and even some of my originals I haven't played in so long that I really need to brush up on that stuff. But what else? We have another question or a statement. "Hey Vince, I wanted to ask you why you taught me to play sitting down with the right foot elevated. I cannot remember and found the footstool. Thanks." Okay, so it's actually not the right foot. It's the left foot, which I think we can view over here. Yeah, I keep doing that. I need to better way to distinguish these channels. Okay, so here's the footstool. It's right here. And my left foot is on that. And the reason for that is back to screen 1. That's the only one I'm confident about. The reason for that is because it puts the guitar right where it needs to be when you're sitting. And if you adjust your strap, you can actually leave it here. And when you stand, everything is in the same spot. So a lot of people, they play sitting down, and then everything drops to their knees. And then what winds up happening is really not good posture. It kinks your carpal tunnel in your wrist, so your wrist bends. So when you're playing, your wrist should always be mostly straight or bent a little bit, but not to the point where it's really bent. The other thing that sitting this way does for you is, I think it's this screen. Let's go to the bigger one. Is when you put your thumb flat behind the neck, you can reach really far. Okay, so I've got 1st fret all the way to 6th fret. Not that I do that much, but for those bigger stretches, like for Hot for Teacher, let's see if we can do it on the 7th string. Nope, gotta go one more higher. There it is. So I came over the top right there for the chords, but when I'm doing the lead stuff, my thumb has to be behind the neck. And for most chords, my thumb also has to be behind the neck. But for that song in particular, the next part is an F sharp. And I grabbed that with my thumb, but on the 7th string, that's pretty much impossible to do. For me, anyway. So I have a couple of friends that have giant hands, and they can do that. And that's great. But when you don't have giant hands, you have to keep your thumb in the back. And that allows for the stretching and proper technique, and it doesn't hurt your carpal tunnel, and you won't wind up having wrist problems and need surgery like Mr. Steve Vai did a couple years ago. Yeah. Let's see. Oh, hey. Well, let's go over to here real quick. We're going to skip over you and say hey to Matt Lukish. How's it going? Thank you, sir. Matt is awesome. Get this guy an affiliate, people. Yes, I'm trying. We're getting there. I got definitely enough subs. I just need more chatters and some more subs. But we're getting there. We're close. Keep them coming, people. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Matt. Check out Matt over on Facebook. He's got some really cool stuff going on. He wrote a book. It's on Amazon, and his daughter illustrated it. And Matt is a very talented tattoo artist. His tattoos, they're really wild, and they look great. Go check him out. Let's see. I skipped over somebody. Where are we here? Okay, would love to hear one Randy Rhoads fun, true fact. Okay. I don't even need to look that up. I can give you a bunch of them. So one, Randy Rhoads had a dog, and his dog's name was Bonehead. There you go. That's one fun fact from Randy Rhoads. Actually, you know what? That's going to be a cool thing. I'm going to add that to my list of things to talk about. I'm going to do a fun fact about Randy Rhoads every time I go on, or if I can remember some of the. I don't know if I'll have 30 of them, but I did get to meet his mother, Dolores, when I lived in California. She was awesome. That was a total religious experience for me. It was unbelievable. It was in 1989 or 1990, and I was moving back to New Jersey, and I said, one thing I haven't done is go check out Musonia Music, which is where Randy taught. So I said, let me see if there's a phone number for it, if they're still even open, but I heard they were. I said, let me give them a call. So I gave the store a call, and I said, hello, is Dolores Rhodes there? And she goes, you got her. I almost fell over, and I was like, wow. I was like expecting to like have to leave a message and not actually speak to you. She's like, oh no, I love talking to the fans, and we had a few minutes of a conversation, and I said, can I come over and check out the store? And she's like, yeah, I'm done teaching at 4 o'clock if you want to come down. And I was like, wow, great, I will be there at 4 o'clock. So I think it was like noon when I called. I was like so nervous. I drove out there, and she showed me around the school. She showed me some of Randy's handwritten lessons, some of the guitars, some of the other guitars that were, like the Polka Dot V and stuff, were still sort of on premises at the time. They haven't been for years, but she showed me some stuff and said, don't tell anybody that these are here. We have to get these locked up again. And she's like, they were here for whatever reason. They did a photo shoot or something with her. And I got to see a couple of the guitars. And then there was this giant book. And she had me sign the book. And then she gave me a business card. Said anytime I was back in California to make sure I came. Told me some really great stuff about Randy. And off I went, and it was just unbelievable. Really, just to this day, like just talking about it, I could feel the chills of hanging out with Dolores Rhodes. My God, that was so cool. And I actually reached out to Randy's sister recently and told her part of the story in a brief message on Instagram, and she got back to me as well. And it was really cool to hear from her. So I'm going to be doing a series of these stories, so they're not buried within a 1 or 2 hour live stream. And I'm going to talk about my encounter with Mrs. Rhodes, my influence, and also the conversation with his sister. So very cool stuff. And they're just wonderful people. It's so cool that he gave us those 2 albums and the Quiet Riot stuff to always listen back to. It's really cool. Let's see. Wendy's saying hi to Matt. And okay, that's right, but I have not used it. But I have the strap right. Cool, yeah. So basically you just want to sit with good posture, and really the first time or anybody I saw sitting that way was a photo of Randy Rhodes. It's a very famous photo taken of him backstage warming up, and he didn't warm up on electric most of the time. He warmed up on a nylon string acoustic. He's sitting in front of a mirror. I think it was on tour. Anyway, he's sitting in front of a mirror. He's got the footstool. He's sitting like this, and it's from the back. And you could also see how he has his thumb. And I was just like, wow. And back then, there was no YouTube, so I had to actually, learn from pictures. I would also see, how he picked. Randy played with a fanned finger. And, he would always pick like this. Every single picture, I always saw his hand out, never tucked in. So I started to pick that way and hold my hand on the bridge. And that's why I have a light touch. So when I'm playing on the guitar bridge, I have my hand on the bridge rather, it doesn't go out of tune. Anyhow, what else? Let's see. Great camera placement. Thank you. I use that for my students when I'm teaching. So I have this close up. So when we're talking about scales or anything of that nature, or if I'm explaining a tune, they can see my frets better. I could also zoom in a little more, but I don't have that app open. And then I have this one with the camera with the back of the guitar, so you could see like that same riff. So same riff. You can see how my thumb is just chilling out here on this like middle part of the guitar. And then I have a giant version of that. And then I need a couple more cameras because people have been asking about different shots. So I tried it with the iPhones, but they don't really come up as clear. But I need one coming this way from the headstock down, and one like from above, so you could kind of see what's going on this way. But you know, we're getting there. The website is actually a lot of fun, and my students have been enjoying it, the ones that are on beta testing. So yes, thank you for that compliment there. I have bricklayer's hands. You know, I had a guy who was a construction worker, and he's like, oh, I'm never going to be able to do this because I have these huge sausage fingers. And we got him playing. He was able to do it. It's all about the fingertip placement. And that's why I need the other camera, because I try and show people this of where I place my finger. And that's super important. It has nothing to do with the size of your fingers or, you know, small, too small or too big. It's just all about the way you press down. Let's see. Frank says, awesome, thank you. Love Randy Rhoads, a life takeaway too early. Yeah, that was such a shame. Huge thanks from me and my daughter. You're welcome. I was actually on your page today on Amazon checking it out. So you'll probably get another sale later on. Wonderful story. Thank you. And Frank says, this is so cool, and thank you. You're welcome. You know, I just have all of these stories, and I want to start talking about guitar more. And that's why I'm doing this International Guitar Month of a daily live stream, because it's really hard to... I wanted to do... I think it was about 5 or 6 years ago, a memory came up on Facebook, and I said, this month or next month, it was March, I said, this month or next month again, I'm going to post a video a day. And it's so hard to produce a good video, quality video, every day, especially back then, because the tech I have now, and that's available now, none of this was available back then. I would have needed to do all kinds of syncing, audio and video, and it took forever to make videos. And now it's a lot easier. It's still not easy, but it's a lot easier than it was. So part of going live is just to get these angles together and kind of get my thoughts together on some of these topics that I want to talk about. But I'm going to save bits and pieces and then create a video off of it, so that way you'll get the Randy Rhoads story, and you'll get some of the other stories that I talked about the past few days, and the ones coming. And everything's ad-libbed, and nothing's really too prepared. I have some notes that I go by, but it's all based off of you guys and gals. You know, you got questions, and, you know, helps me get through it, too. So that way I don't really have a format, but I'm creating one as we go. So let's see. I'd love to play a full song that isn't just like improv, ad-libbed strangeness on this guitar before we hang up, but it's quite an interesting beast. And just even messing with Hot for Teacher there, it's not easy to just go from 6 string to 7 string without maybe a week of playing. So let's see. It's got such a great mean tone, though, doesn't it? I love this guitar. um, I remember when I got my first 7-string, which is the beast back there with the green knobs and the one green pickup. That's a Steve Vai Universe. My friend Larry Mitchell, he said to me, "Those are great guitars, but everything's going to be in B now." And I never thought of it that way. But you do want to gravitate toward that B. It's a beast. B for beast. Matt, what's he saying? Matt got 2 Ibanez 7-strings still. Love the low end. Yeah, that's so cool. Do you have the are they the Universe or are they that Joe Satriani one that came out? Because those were the only 2 7-strings that were available for a long time. No one was doing them, and now every company has a 7-string. So it's really wild to see how that guitar, the Universe, really started a whole, like, not only a whole, like, way of building guitars with a 7-string now, but they also, that guitar pretty much started the whole, like, gent and 8 strings, and now they have all kinds of craziness going on, and it's super heavy. It's fun listening to some of these, oh my God, these Instagram protege kids that play, like, you know, Strandberg 8-string guitars or 9-string. What's that other company? They have like a 9-string. It's insane. Let's see, what did Matt have to say? Standard RG model from 2000 and a sort of rounded SG body. Okay, yeah, that great guitars. You know, Ibanez was always on my radar. Then I got into the Parkers, and now recently I'm back into the Ibanez thing. They're just they're well-made guitars too. Great brand. So, all right. Well, I think today was supposed to be an hour and a half, and we're past that again. So I'm gonna call it a night here. Thank you all for hanging out with me. It's totally appreciated. Again, I'm gonna push the Twitch channel. If you can, please go over there and sign up. Oh, Surfer Boy has a question. Hold on. Hey, Billy. Billy, I'm just getting ready to sign off and he's here. Billy used to work for Parker Guitars. Oh my goodness. That's a rare 7-string, Billy says. You know it, my friend. This is, I believe, a 1 of 1 from what I was told. This was built for a customer of the Parker Guitar Company. He had a synth put in it. So we have the Parker Piezo with the Ghost Piezo, and it's all hooked up for the guitar synth. Yeah. Yeah, Billy was the big deal, man. He I'm doing good. I hope you're doing good too. I so miss my Parker guitar brand. Ugh. Billy ran the factory. We probably machined the bridges in-house. Yeah. I know I asked you this before and you were totally down with it, but I'd love to do a Skype or some sort of video call with you and get some Parker facts together, because I want to do some, you know, educating on the Parker brand for people. They have still very I don't even know what to say. They just don't get that this is actually wood. They still think it's plastic, but it's a wood core. Yeah. Yes, I will. All right, Terry. Awesome. Yes, we will. I will send you a private message over on Facebook, and we'll try and set that up. So Surfer by No Biggie Tonight. We can talk it. No, I want to whatever it was. I don't want to leave anybody out. You had a question. Let's see what it was, or just type it in again. I don't see it. Just pop it in again. I don't see the question. All right. Yeah, that would be cool. Let's see. Anytime. I'm trying to go through all the comments to see if I find Surfer Boy's question, but I don't see it. Maybe the software didn't put it up. I think this is the last thing I saw from you. And the bricklayer's hands. All right. Anyhow, pop it up. I'll answer it. Or, like you said, we could save it for tomorrow night. I'll be back. All right. I guess you're going to be quiet. Oh, there we go. Reason to have a 7-string versus a 6. Okay. Basically, a lot of guys just loved that low B, and Steve Vai started the whole, where it came into more of the popular view. It was on the Whitesnake album that Steve did with everything was 7-string. And David Coverdale called him the 7-string god or wizard or something. He dubbed Vai as. So, that was really the first time that 7-string got out on like popular radio played music. So I guess the reason to play one is for the lower bottom end. You can get a lot of great chord voicings, which of course I'm probably not going to remember any because again, I haven't really played the 7 in a while, but like you can take maybe something like this and you can take this bottom or top note, I should say, and throw it on the bottom. Oops. Whoop, I'm falling off. Come on, let's try that again. Anyway, so you get these lower voicings. And then of course just riffing. I mean, riffing is just incredible on a 7-string when you're down with it and you're used to it. But this is one of my originals. It's called Off in the Distance. So, it makes it just meaner and awesome. So hopefully that answers your question. Wendy has it here. What's the point of playing 7 or 8 strings and why? Yes, so that's pretty much it, yeah. And there is a why you need a 7-string. Yeah, like why not? 7 strings awesome. So I think I'll call it a night. I really appreciate everybody hanging out. Terry, thanks for being here. Yeah, it's been a long time, and we'll see everybody tomorrow. I don't have set times for these. I just kind of randomly go live. It seems like people like the later spots more so than the earlier spots, but I usually give an hour to an hour and a half heads up. So if you subscribe and hit the bell on YouTube and do whatever you do on Twitch, because I'm not sure how that works yet. I'm just getting around to it, but follow me on Twitch or sub, whatever it's called over there. Follow, I believe. And you'll get a notification when I go live. Twitch doesn't give you advanced notice. All right. Well, thank you. Thank you, Janice. Thank you, John. Awesome. Thanks, Terry. And take care, Matt. We'll see you soon. Good night, everybody. And I'm glad you're enjoying these, and I'm definitely enjoying them too. And I'll see you tomorrow. Take care. Good night.